You're watching Mocs News with Dominique Johnson and Maria Cartwright and sports anchor Regina Wilkerson. Your campus sight and voice in Chattanooga. Mocs News starts right now.
Hello everybody, welcome to this edition of Mocs News. I'm Dominique Johnson.
And I'm Maria Cartwright.
So Maria, how's classes going this week?
Good. I think everyone's finally getting into their routine of school and everything, and the week's almost over.
Yeah, I'm so ready. I have so many tests and quizzes this week and I'm not ready and I hate studying, so I gotta study. Yeah. Let's take a look into campus news. Dennis Haskins, best known for his role as Richard Belding, the principal of the popular 90s television show Saved by the Bell, will be visiting UTC tomorrow, Thursday, September 13th at 8 p.m. in the University Center Auditorium to present his Mr. Belding on-campus tour. Doors will open at 7 p.m. UTC's cooperative education and international programs are giving several presentations on major related jobs, internships, and information about studying abroad for students. These presentations will be held in the University Center's Lookout Mountain Room. For more dates and information, visit the school calendar at utc.edu. UTC and the Chattanooga Regional History Museum will host a lecture by Robert Edsel on the work of Monuments Men, who saved many of the world's great artworks from Nazi Germany during World War II. Located at Vine and Palmetto Streets, this program will take place at the UTC Fine Arts Center in the Roland Hayes Auditorium on Wednesday, September 19th at 7 p.m. This lecture and reception are free to the public and there is no admission charge.
In local news, at a council agenda meeting Tuesday, Lemon Pierce, a Chattanooga City Councilman, asked Councilwoman Marty Rutherford to resign her position due to a residency issue. Rutherford said she plans to answer questions pertaining to her residency under oath on Thursday, September 13th. The Chattanooga Attorney's Office is proceeding with an investigation of the Rutherford residency and will have a report on September 25th. And in national news, in West Virginia, a 23-year-old woman is free after being held against her will in a mobile home by 6 suspects. Local deputies received an anonymous tip, which later led them to the mobile home. Authorities say she was tortured and raped for at least a week. The suspects are now in custody and are facing several criminal charges. Tuesday marked the 6th-year anniversary of the 2001 terror attacks. Government officials, relatives of September 11 victims, and many New Yorkers gathered in New York where a ceremony was held to honor and remember the victims of the tragedy that changed history.
Now let's go for campus sports.
The Lady Mocs soccer team had a great game against Eastern Kentucky University in Richmond, Virginia, Tuesday afternoon. The Lady Mocs freshman goalkeeper, Mila Juni, had 13 saves against EKU's goalkeeper, Stephanie Lynch's 3. EKU had 30 shot attempts over UTC's 5. However, the game ended in a double overtime tie. The Lady Mocs will have their first home game of the season at North River Soccer Complex this Friday against Lipscomb University at 7 p.m. The Chattanooga men's and women's cross-country teams did well in Friday's opener while hosting 7 teams at the Mocs and Bend Racecourse. Schools such as Auburn, Alabama, and Ole Miss from the SEC, the ACC's Georgia Tech, along with OVC members Tennessee State and Jackson State, while Middle Tennessee State University was representing the Sun Belt Conference. The UTC women's team placed second in a tie with Auburn, and the men's team placed fifth behind Middle Tennessee, Ole Miss, Tennessee Tech, and Covenant College. The cross-country team's next run is this Saturday in the Western Kentucky Invitational in Bowling Green, Kentucky. As always, please support our Mocs athletics teams, and remember, all home games are free to students with a valid Mocs card. I'm Regina Wilkerson, and that is UTC Sports.
Let's take a look at what's coming up in Thursday's edition of The Echo. Controversy on African-American male dress for Success Day, freshman surge, ROTC program update.
Now let's take a look at the weather for the rest of the week and the rest of the weekend. Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 65. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 61. And Friday will be scattered thunderstorms with a high of 84 and a low of 67.
Thank you for watching this edition of Mocs News. Remember, you can catch us on demand at mocsnews.com. I'm Maria Cartwright.
And I'm Dominique Johnson. Have a great rest of the week and an even greater weekend.